Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and should we see what's going on our lovely little island of Fawnhallow today? What have I been up today? Well, that's a very interesting thing. Why would you ask such a thing like that? That's very, assumptuous. No, I'm joking. I don't know what I was going with that. I played a bit of Fez earlier today. I was going to lead into basically what I was going to talk about today. Fez is kind of wrapping up. There's not many things left. I have a couple of puzzles left. One of them I have literally no idea what to do, and one of them I am kind of brute forcing an answer to, which I'll talk about more once Isabel's done with her morning announcements. So hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 5:34 PM on Monday, June 7th, 2021. Nothing to really speak of today, but we'll go about our usual business. I also think my microphone's a bit too high up, so let me lower that slightly. Yes, I'm going to try and not give spoilers to how far I've gotten in Fez, but I've talked about it before. I've translated language, and that results in a lot of other puzzles done. I've completed another set of puzzles. It was almost by pure chance, mind you, but, I'll take lucky accidents rather than trying to scramble over, trying to figure out something which I have no idea how to even approach in the first place. What do you think, dear? I'm obsessed with cooking, so I'm picky about what I keep around to cook with. I recently did a bit of a kitchen update and wondered if this was something you could use. I hope you love it as much as I did. Your foodie friend, Lily. Which has left me with very few other puzzles to do. One of them was, I think it's probably been up by now, was that clock puzzle, which I solved beginning of it. I was just like, oh, I'm not going to wait here for all the time to try and figure it out. So I just, time traveled about to solve it. Was that you might say, hey, that's kind of like a cheesy way to solve it. I'm not waiting there for an entire week, checking in every single day to find the exact right time to get the anti-cube. If you want to do that, by all means, go ahead. But, that's, I think, to me, the joy in the puzzle is working out what I have to do. And once I worked out what I had to do, if what I have to do is tedious, then, sometimes I won't engage with it. Hello, Kix, you are a visitor for today. Do you feel got anything interesting? But no, there's another set of, it was not even a set, it was just a one-off puzzle. I think they talked about the password puzzle, which has passed since I translated it and I thought about it a bit more. Basically have come up with nothing. So I am programming something right now to sort of brute force an answer out of a password. You might say, hey, why don't you just look up the answer? No, absolutely not. It's not cheating. I mean, you can interface with these games however you want, but I feel like this is kind of, one, it's good programming practice. Because I haven't really done, I've done similar sort of things with working combinations and that sort of thing, but I haven't done something that I have to check against a list of dictionary words and that sort of thing. But so I thought it'd be good practice, flex your programming skills. I say flex, my programming skills aren't that good, and what I do with programming most of the time is data sciencey stuff. So it's always read this CSV file, draw a graph, make the graph shades of blue. Fantastic! I'm so good at programming rather than actually iterative stuff like this. So it's a very sort of hacky solution. I'm not gonna lie. If you're programming, I'll probably show you it when I actually record that first episode. Once it's actually done, I haven't finished it yet. I'm getting there. I'll probably show it in the first episode. So then, with a preface that obviously I'm not a very good programmer, so don't expect too much of me. When I think about it, I just remembered that hopefully it doesn't show off any personal information, which it kind of does. Can I turn that off? I don't know. I'm gonna make a note to myself at the top. Note to self: if showing in video, hide any personal information, because obviously I don't want to leak any of my personal information in a video. That would be a terrible idea. So maybe I'll just take a screenshot of it. That's probably a better way to go about it. But yeah, basically, if you don't know, and I guess this kind of is, there's spoilers, but whatever. But there's a password. One of the puzzles is basically answering a security question, what is a password for this thing, and it gives you a hint, which you can try and deduce what the answer is, I assume. I can't figure it out, so I'm just sort of brute forcing a solution instead by using Python to program something to iterate through, I have found a public domain list of loads of words, and we'll iterate through all of them and see what potential combinations we can find, and from that I'll select things which make sense to me. Otherwise, we will, I don't know, just be doomed. It's not going to be a very efficient way of doing it. I've been trying to think of how to do it a bit more efficiently, so maybe this is do some rubber ducky decoding as you go on. Basically, for premises, the password is 8 letters long, and we have 8 cubes which can be put in any position, and each each of those cubes have 4 letters on them. You might say that doesn't make them cubes. Cubes have 6 sides. Well, you can't access 2 of the sides in Fez, so yeah, so they can be put at any position in any other letter, and the password itself is given in 2 hints. It's split up in half and half. I've actually just come to a realization because, sorry, but the hints they give are phrased such as like my first half is something and my second half is something. So you would assume there's two words there, both 4 letters long. I just realised that maybe the word isn't an actual word because I remember the second clue is my second half is half of what made me. So hopefully the half of what made me is an actual word. Otherwise this brute force solution is not going to work, which is going to be very sad. But otherwise it will be probably okay. Hopefully. I don't really know. Anyway, it's a little bit worrying, but if that comes to pass, then at least it'll be a good programming experience in the end. But for now, we will... Hello, Claude. Can we give you fossils yet? We can. We'll have to hop over to the... I was going to say the gift shop, that's not quite right. The Nook's Cranny, or whatever, to get the stuff we need. We need to get coconuts, plant tree, catch fish, customize, okay, and pick up seashells. Yeah, we've got enough space to pick up seashells, and got enough space to craft some coconuts, so let's do that. Yeah, because we got 3 coconuts ready for some reason. Yeah, so what I'm currently doing is assuming the cubes are in a fixed position, and then checking every single like list word on that list to see if it's possible to make one of the cubes in that position. And then what my plan is to do is to iterate on every single potential rearrangement of the cubes, which you might say that's quite a lot, isn't it? That's like 8 factorial. You're right, that is 8 factorial, but luckily 8 factorial is not that large a number when it comes to computing terms. So like at most, hopefully this doesn't take more than an hour for it to actually run through, but if it does, then maybe we're gonna have to think of a more efficient solution, which is what I'm doing right now. Because the problem is the fact that cubes can go anywhere, and the cubes each have potential. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's pick up 1 more, which is not a giant clam, and then we should be good to go. Do we? We don't. We might have enough room to catch fish. Let's try it. It's because each of the cubes can go in any position. So, for example, if the cubes were just like, I don't know, whatever. Okay, well, spoilers. 2 of the cubes are exactly the same, and 3 of the cubes are exactly the same as well, which I would have thought would be able to make it even easier to figure out, but I don't know. I think the problem with this is there's just so many combinations to try in the first place. But if I'm lucky, I will only have to iterate over the list maybe once or twice. The bigger problem is I'm going to have to do it for every single permutation of all the cubes. Actually, sorry, that was quite loud. Actually, it's not going to be as many as I think, because if there's repeats, there's going to be 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial divided by 3 factorial, right? I think so, if my permutation memory serves me well. So that's 8 by 7 by 5 by 4 by 3. What's that? I don't know. That's a Google question. 8 times 7 times 5 by 4 by 3. How many permutations? That's 3,000 permutations. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Sorry, I was talking to one of my friends in Discord. If you don't know, there's a huge like Genshin Impact leak basically coming out with lots of stuff, and we're talking about that. Very exciting. Not very exciting if you don't play Genshin Impact, so I'm not going to talk about it. In my monologue, la la. La 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 la. Anyway, sorry, what was I talking about? I forgot what was that. Oh yeah. So there's about 3,000 combinations, and the list is, I don't know how long the list actually is. I filtered it out to all the 4-letter long and 8-letter long words, because those are the only ones we need. 8 letters is actually extraordinarily easy, because you can just do one list comprehension thing, and it will just filter everything out just by going through once. The thing is, you have to do that 3,000 times. Okay, so this is definitely going to be way too inefficient. How else can I do this more efficiently, though, is the problem. I'm not particularly well versed in I know the maths behind combinatorics, but like, you know, implementing it into an actual application is a lot tougher. I don't know how long the list is. Let's say it's about 10,000 words or something. So it's 3,000, 10,000. That's 3 million, 30 million checks. And if that takes 30 million seconds, nanoseconds even, that's 30,000 seconds, which is about, divide by 6, it's 5,000, 500 minutes. Okay, this is definitely way too inefficient. Is what I've come down to. How can I make this more efficient? That's a problem. What if I brute forced every single possible letter combination? How many is that? So the cubes can be arranged in 3,000-ish ways, and each arrangement of the cubes has 4 to the power of 8 potential letters combinations. So what's that? 4 to the power of 8 times about 3,300 is 21 million. And then if I use a brute force list comprehension of that, that's easy to do with 8 letters. There's no way that's the most efficient way is to create every single possibility of letters and words, is it? So this is what Animal Crossing's turned into. It's not even talking about Animal Crossing or things I want to discuss anymore. This is talking about things I'm going to do after Animal Crossing's done. Yeah, this seems too inefficient. I was looking into like other people's like Scrabble word solvers and word lock pickers, but not many people have it such that the cubes can be placed in different positions. Everyone has it in fixed cube positions, which is the approach I started with, but the cubes being in any different position is certainly not very smooth, huh? I mean, it's doable. It's just going to take a long time to run, which I mean, on the plus side, this is not like this is a big industrial process. I can afford to just run it once, and as long as it works at one time, that's fine. It's just that's going to take a while, isn't it? Okay, well, I'll finish programming this, and then we'll see how long it takes with one iteration of the cubes, and then if it takes, and then from that I can give an estimate of how long it would take for 3,000 or so. Let's keep some fossils. Keep that mosquito. Keep the trash cans. We need these. Those aren't mushrooms. I was gonna say mushrooms, but it's very much not mushrooms. It might have rained yesterday. That's why the flowers everywhere. I don't know. Normally these sort of problems, like if you had like an interview question or something, there's normally some sort of nice trick to give out a lot of shortcuts, and I mean that's just kind of how it goes with efficient programming. You got to cut out as many. You got to take as many viable shortcuts as you can. Or you just search on the internet and see if someone's already done it for you, basically. Problem is, it's quite difficult because it's kind of like a cross between an anagram solver and a word lock solver, which on their own are not all too bad. Anagram's not too difficult, and word lock is also not too difficult. It's the fact that now they're crossed over each other. I wonder if there's a better way of representing them, or maybe you just have to admit. Maybe it just has to take a long time because of how many different permutations and combinations there are. There's nothing really you can do about it. It's just going to be like a, I don't even know what problem. N squared, big O N squared notation, something like that. No, it's way more than N squared surely, because you're iterating over the entire list. Okay, well my one currently is at least is greater than N squared. Maybe it's even N cubed. Okay, that's horrible. Oh, well, what can you do? As you say, the difference between industry and recreational is my thing only needs to work once and then I'm good. Hello, Jakey. What are you thinking about? You bought back an... Oh, I forgot to buy wrapping paper. Oh, that's okay. We can sell the... we'll sell the coconut things. So we've got to make things, customize... Oh, we've got to... Forgot that as well. Okay, hold on. Let's see what the hot item is for today, see if we can make it quickly. And then we need to buy some wrapping paper and go give Claude a present, so he will eventually give us his photo. Pot. Or bamboo shelf. Pot seems significantly easier. I just don't remember what you need to make. It's probably clay. Where is pots? No, I don't mean that kind of pot. Unless you were thinking about the correct kind of pot, in which case I do mean that kind of pot. This one. Yeah, 5 clay. Get rid of Matryoshka doll. Let's go grab some clay. We'll grab a starving. We'll solve a starving. You know, it's a back and forth Animal Crossing to farm out these Nook Mile missions. There must be a better way to do this. I really don't. It's like word comprehension, which is not really something. Well, it's not really word comprehension the more I think about it, but it's just not something I'm particularly well versed in. It's a problem. But hopefully by doing this, it'll make me more versed. Maybe in the future I'll get like a job interview questions like, oh, how would you solve this bike lock problem? I'll be like, easy, done. How'd you solve anagrams? How'd you make an anagram solve? I'll be like, perfect, I can do that. How'd you do it if it combines? I'll be like, well, I don't know the most efficient way, but this is a way. But yeah, it means I can use the Python module itertools, which I've never used before. Surprisingly, but it was not much. No, I have used it before actually, but it was for a tiny project. It was for just like checking if all the combinations were there or not or something. I don't remember exactly. Maybe I can search it now. Maybe I'll come up with something. Hold on. Bike lock. Wait, word bike lock, but rings can move. Solve that? How about like cubes with letters? How many valid words? Words from letter cubes. 6 letter words. Let's see, hold on. My parent has a set of 12 or so wooden blocks on a shelf in the guest room, and each block has a letter of symbol printed on it. For years I've arranged your blocks to spell a new message whenever I visit, and I got to thinking I should be able to program a script to give me all the possible words that can be spelled currently with a set of blocks. This is exactly what I want. I started with making a way for each block where each position holds a letter. My thought was to go with a set of 12 blocks, so each block print 6 letters or space on it. In about the same way I'd loop through the column and grid when compare my results to the dictionary to find valid words, but my solution would only hand one combination of blocks. How do I account for all possible block combinations? This is exactly what I wanted. If we start with math, each block is going to have 6 sides, which means there's 6 to 12 possible combinations of letters, which is about 2 billion or so different possibilities. Sorry, now I'm just doing my programming work while in this Animal Crossing video. Now let's assume you say yikes and decide you only want to constrain yourself to 6 letter words. I mean, that's kind of cheating, but if you want, it's still not going to help much or work much. What else can we customize? Or what else should we customize? Shovel? Probably shovel. It's minimal, really not much of a reduction at all. If we could check 1,000 words per second, it still take years to go through every combination, so we need to do something smarter than brute force look up in a dictionary. Exactly. Where we can reduce the number of possibilities, deciding where each block has an identical set of letters. So at each block there's only 6 possible options. What? You can't do that. You can't just make that assumption. What? That's cheating. Or it's not cheating, it's solving a different problem. Oh, you know how we can help reduce this problem is we just assume it's a different problem. I mean, like, I guess. Let's see if A have a map of all letters on a block. But then we can see that if A is a set of all letter block, B says we test 5 letter words against that. A might be okay. That goes differently. What if each block? Okay, I should read this later. I'm not going to read this in an Animal Crossing video. Water flowers, hit rocks. Did I make the pot? I did make the pot. It's amazing I did that on autopilot. I had no idea what I was doing. Okay, let's water these flowers. Let's water these ones right here because they're right here. How many do we water? 8? You know what? We should water these ones because they're all more grouped up. We need to hit rocks. Get a tree, plant a tree, get some wrapping paper. And then we good. I don't know. That article will hopefully give me the answer to help simplify it. Otherwise, I'm going to... I mean, I guess technically I've already simplified it kind of from what they're doing, because instead of having to check against every word, I only need to check against 4 letter words and 8 letter words. An only valid combination of 4 letter words. I don't know, maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's not too bad. Or maybe it is too bad. I don't know. That's a tough part, isn't it? Trying to figure out if it's too bad or too not. It seems like it's pretty bad to me. Or at least it's going to take like a day to run. I'm a better programmer than that. I can make it more efficient. The problem is I'm not sure where to even take shortcuts. Shortcuts I would have to take in my programming, I suppose. Which is not great, because I can take shortcuts in the maths portions if I can work them out, but it's much harder if I can't. Okay, anyway, let's not think about this too much, and let's go get some gift wrapping paper. Let's go purchase a tree just to dig it up and sell it immediately. And then I can think about it in my own time, and I'll tell you how it goes tomorrow, because it'll probably be done by tomorrow. If not, then we got a real monster in our hands. By the way, you might be saying, why are you solving it this way? This is a Fez puzzle, which has the solution online. You could just look up the solution. Yeah, but like I kind of already committed to this, and it kind of seemed like a fun idea. So that's kind of why I want to do it now. You might look at it and be like, it's pointless, there's no point doing that. Yeah, okay, there's no pointless. It's pointless if you look at it in the context of I'm only doing this to solve the puzzle or get the solution to the puzzle. The solution's easy. It's like you don't even need to worry about that. What it's not pointless is it's giving me valuable programming, learning, information, and experience. Sell pork, coconut juice, this. Keep that. Sell these two. Keep that. We need to plant this. I guess we can keep that. I believe this makes 5,000. Yeah, way over, way over. Yeah, anyway, how's your day been? That's what my day was. I was even doing programming before earlier today. I was doing SQL programming. Like, I was gonna say rehashing. Rehashing's not a word, like, re-remembering how to program. Well, I say re-remembering. It was more like just like, practicing, yeah, the better word. Making sure I'm in tip-top shape. SQL nonsense. I was gonna do Python because I'm working on this like data visualization project. It's not all that well, I mean, it's kind of interesting to me, but it's not interesting to talk about, and it's just, you know, I didn't feel like doing it today, so I didn't. What was I doing? Why have I run to the beach? There's a reason I came here. Oh, it's chopping wood. Okay, plant this tree and dig it up first. Plant this tree, dig it up. Then all day you will have good luck. That's not how the rhyme goes. What? Then all day you'll have good luck. We'll knock out 2 birds in 1 stone, because maybe we'll get the coconut selling, or the fruit selling mission. Let's see. Oh, we already got the wood cutting mission, so I don't know why I did this already. But we're slowly recouping our losses that we made from the village hunting. As it turns out, we can't really do much more than 50,000 Nook Mile tickets in a day. In one video, perhaps we could do even more. Sorry, in 2 videos we could perhaps do even more, but in one day there's just not enough time in half an hour with all the loading screens. If it was as simple as a gacha, like a regular old gacha, like press a button and do an Animal Crossing villager pool, you know? We could grind through our entire stock, but you know, that's not how Animal Crossing works. Animal Crossing's got lengthy loading screens, and part of the charm of it is that instead of having menus, it's got conversations which you have to navigate. Not, you know, a lot of people are just like, I have none of that, thanks. Me, I kind of like it, you know. Like, obviously it was a bit tedious when I first started out again, but now I'm taking, instead of doing achievement focused Animal Crossing where I'm trying to achieve goals as fast as possible, now I've basically done all the goals. It's much more relaxed again, you know. I'm just vibing out. I like to talk to my villagers again, even though they say the same things over and over again. That's kind of not gone away, but apparently we got, I don't know if it's new dialogue, but I felt like I got new dialogue yesterday. No, Amelia, no, don't talk about my fossil collection. It's secret, and plus I've been selling it onto Nooks anyway, so you don't even know about that. Plus our fossil collection's already complete. Have you been to the museum recently, Amelia? Probably. I mean, like, there's not really much to do on this island in the first place. What else are you going to do apart from go shopping, see what the new stock is in shops today, go to a museum, and then, I don't know, eat some fruit, and then just vibe? Honestly, it sounds like a life. Why wouldn't you want to do something like that all the time? You see, real life, it just gets in the way. Oh yeah, what was a violent beetle? I don't know if we can catch a violent beetle now, but we'll see. Let's try and run over to where Claude is to try and give him his actual present. Lest he go today without this dinosaur fossil. And then, I don't know, then maybe I'll round up this episode. I don't really know, it's odd. Who knows? It's all up in the air. But you can tell I'm a bit tired. Perhaps that's why. Programming takes a lot out of you, you know? That's why I normally, how I normally structure my days, I do programming in the morning, then record some videos. I go in from what's the most taxing to the least taxing, and then I do drawing in the evening. And sometimes I skip out the drawing if what I'm drawing is like too... Claude, what are you doing down there? If what I'm doing is drawing is too like thought intensive. Most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's like head empty, just do it to relax. But you know, your mileage may vary when it comes to that sort of thing, so don't subscribe exactly to my school of philosophy. We got probably enough time to hit the rocks. Maybe we can see a violent beetle. We should probably put stuff away in our storage because we are holding a lot of stuff. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so let's put away all in storage the stuff we don't need. The stuff we're trying to amass. Again, we might have to clear out our storage at some point again, but that's neither here nor there currently. Mosquito, we keep that. Trash, keep that. Boot, want it. What's this? Unfinished puzzle? Gotta have it. So what can we do quickly? 4 minutes? 3 minutes? Seashells hit rocks, probably. Maybe we can catch a violent beetle. I don't know why that's worth 300 at 1 point. That doesn't seem right. Anyway, certain. I don't know, what should I... Do you want to help brainstorm what I'm going to title this episode? What word locks? Word combinations? Letter combinations? Brute force programming. How about that? I mean, obviously it's not a very efficient way to go about any solution, is brute forcing just like every single thing, which is why there's whole schools of maths and computational theory about finding shortcuts and doing things quickly. Like, I mean, I did like a whole module about automatons and, oh, thank you, whatever you gave us. You know, that's why you got big O notation. So, the complexity of your algorithms. Like, I haven't taken a module on algorithms, that's a bit misleading. But, you know, I know a decent amount about algorithms, sorting algorithms, that sort of thing. You know? Like, what's the easiest sorting algorithm for a human to implement or just manually? Maybe insertion sort. Or selection sort. I mean, you can argue bubble sort if you're like... if it's a very large data step, maybe even then. I'm pretty sure you go with selection sort every single time. But if you're actually programming it, I know quick sort, that's pretty good. There's a lot of other ones, but I feel like quick sort of does what you need most of the time. Why all the seashells? Did I just run past a load of them and just didn't pay attention? There's not a limited amount each day, are there? Oh, we're gonna hit rocks. Let's hit rocks. Sounds like an insult, doesn't it? Oh, I'll go hit rocks. Seems like there's not enough insects about for us to really catch, so I think we'll just hit these rocks and then we'll just round this episode off here because I've kind of finished talking about my programming force. Brute force, yeah, so brute force solution's not really the way to go, but we'll see how easy it is to brute force this one because it's not, I mean, it's a lot of combinations, but it's not like deadly. Oh yeah, I forgot the I got a little article to read about it as well, seeing what they got to say. But yeah, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons, not Fez as you might expect because I've been talking about Fez in like every single episode now. It's just kind of weird because all the series are coming to an end. So I'm glad I've recorded all these like in advance because otherwise I'd have like 3 series ending in a row and be like, oh, I haven't done any of YouTube thumbnails, so yeah, I'm starting them now. So yeah, if you haven't watched, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscriptions, shares. Oh, greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord down below and follow me on Twitter. I hope we can see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.